there we go. It says, when the ungodly perished, she delivered the righteous man who fled from the fire that fell upon the 5 cities, of whose wickedness even to this day, the wasteland that smoketh is a testimony, and plants bearing fruit that never came to ripeness, and standing in the pillar of salt, is a monument of an unbelieving soul. For regarding not wisdom, they got not only this hurt. They got not only this hurt, that they knew not the things which were good, but also left behind to the world a memorial of their foolishness. So that in the things wherein they offended, they could not so much as be hid. But wisdom delivered from the pain of those that attack upon her. So technically saying that literally, America's going to be the greatest memorial. That's the only memorial that Esau is going to get. As a memorial of foolishness, man. That's the only thing that's going to be left behind. Every time you see Sodom and Gomorrah, you're going to be like, you see those people? That's what happens if you don't follow the laws. Statutes and commandments. It's going to end up just like that. Great example, yeah. A monument of foolishness. Every time you see that pillar, you're like, that's what happens. And that's all that's going to be left behind. You can continue with this. It said this great city. You want to repeat that again? Yeah, you want to repeat that again, 19?
Isaiah chapter 13, verse 19. In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty
of the Chaldees, man.
Excellency shall be as when Jehovah Bahasham Yahushai overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Be dwelt from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabians pitch tent there. Neither shall the shepherds make their folds there.
Yeah.
But the wild beast of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. The other satyr. And the wild beast of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged.
Her days shall not be prolonged, man. It's a living all adventure.
So if anybody like probably a heathen, like probably got lost in that land, oh, they were scared. He was gonna hear like, woo, woo, woo,
even the mountains not open past him.
You know, he should have been there in the first place.
There's a whole city.
You know, now he became
but it's all
a kind of food. You know.
Alright, so continue with this. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2, verse. Let me start at 2 again. It says, "For we are born all adventures, and we shall be hereafter as though we had never been. For the breath of our is in our nostrils, as smoke and a little spark of a moving in our heart. Which being extinguished, our bodies shall be turned to ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as soft air. Our names shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance." All right. No one can see how Sodom and Gomorrah is now. No one can even see any kind of buildings or anything like that. The whole place is a crater. All right. You still got salt pillars coming up. It says, "For our names shall be forgotten in the time, no man shall have our works in remembrance, and our life shall pass away as a trace of a cloud, it shall be dispersed as a mist that is driven away with the beams of the sun, and overcome with the heat of thereof. For our time is a very shadow that passes away." And after the end, there is no there is no returning. It is fast sealed that so that no man cometh again. You know what that means? It's like, and the next kingdom is gonna last forever. There is gonna be no ending. Next kingdom, man. It is gonna be so long in, no one's gonna remember how short Esau's time was. It was nothing. It was literally a shadow. It was literally a mist that got evaporated by the sun. All right, literally, absolutely gone. You ain't even gonna look at a statue like, oh, I remember
This is
Esau.
like, this is the book.
Ain't nobody gonna be like that.
This is a book that just keeps turning pages.
Yeah,
Turning pages. Non-stop. It's an infinite book.
an infinite book, man.
Yeah, never ending story.
Never ending story. And it says, come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present. Let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth. Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments. Let no flower of the spring pass by us. This is why the earth is how it is now. All the plants dying, everything is exhausted, man. Because Esau's in rulership. The animals are exhausted. Look, the deers are nearly extinct, man.
Yeah, these animals are they're so tired. Yeah, even cockroaches are getting tired.
Man,
They're
yeah,
eating. He's eating all their dirt.
rats too, man. Rats because like
Yeah, the rats. Yeah, like ever since this plague hit, you know, even the rats are frustrated.
really frustrated. The whole earth is frustrated, man. Literally every 7 years is supposed to be a land Sabbath, and they're literally exhausting the earth. They don't even do a land Sabbath. And the land Sabbath, you're not supposed to touch any plant. You're not supposed to harvest any plant for an entire year. Every 7 years. So after the land Sabbath, you have 6 more years to do it again. And on the 7th, you don't touch it. So continuing, it says, let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness. You hear that? That technically means that Esau is trying to destroy the earth intentionally and use up everything so that his brother Jacob don't get anything. Like don't get any kind of the blessing, the fruit of the womb, how it says, the dew of the earth. It's irrelevant, yes.
That's in the spirit. They doing that here.
Yeah, no, yo, man, this is what I'm saying. In the next kingdom, man, the elect are literally gonna touch the ground, walk on the ground, and the earth is gonna be so happy. It's like, oh, finally.
You seen in one of those there was an animation. It was like somebody walking on the ground and the flower kept growing as you walk.
Yeah,
You know?
that's how it's gonna be. The whole earth is gonna be that happy, man. So why do y'all Bashim Yahushai? Especially Yahushai, man. Yo. So continuing, I wouldn't be surprised if the elect walks on the ground, right? Well, we're all gonna be partakers in that, right? And maybe not even walking on the ground and flowers are blooming. Maybe the whole the earth is just gonna bloom flowers down your path, all the way down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's not gonna be a red carpet. It's gonna be a carpet of flowers, a bed of flowers.
Imagine like most of the stuff in the ground, not just
That's a path. Yahushai.
Yahusha steps on the earth, and you zoom out in space, you see the whole earth bloom.
Yeah.
Somehow in the back of the mind, that must have been, that must have been something that happened sometime a while ago or something. Because there's been like some customs in other cultures, like when people walking, they throwing flowers as they walk. Yeah, it's people walking and somebody throwing flowers, and it's like signifying.
Oh, it's like that, yeah.
Similar to that.
Yeah. So continuing, it says, let none of us go without part of his voluptuousness. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place. For this is our portion. And our law is this. Let us leave tokens, tokens of righteousness, man. Tokens of wickedness. Alright? So continuing, it says, let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged. So so Esau literally has CPS for that reason. This is why he has APS, all right? And this is why a lot of these men and women in the streets, he oppresses the poor, man, and the righteous, because he's adverse. And it gets into that, man. It says, let our strength to be the law of justice. For that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. And that very strength of justice, let me get that again. Just like that very strength of quote justice, that unlawful, unrighteous justice system that they got is going to be their downfall. This is why they can't physically hurt us directly. Because that's also their shackle. Because they shackled themselves technically. They're stupid, man. Your own law of justice you can't attack us because your own quote law of justice. And you can't even touch the people.
Didn't Ox say that in the video before?
I don't know.
Something about this is why all these cops are on here shooting all our people and then trying to make up an excuse saying
Trying to make up an excuse, yeah. But if their own law of justice is getting on them. Their own strength of justice, man. Or law of justice, like it says, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. And this is why Jake can't ever increase in the society. Because his quote law of justice.
In the way they set up some certain programs that will help you, supposedly help you move up. But you can only move up so much, and then you fall right back down.
They move you up a little bit, and then that very same thing that was supposed to help you is bringing you down more.
Yeah.
Like loans, for example. You get a loan to go to college, and now you have to pay that whole loan your whole life, and if you miss out on it, you're in trouble.
And they charge interest on top of that, so like it's like
his own
stay in debt.
His own justice system is against him. This is how stupid he is. This is how stupid he is. Because how Yahweh Shem Yahushua is doing it, he said in the Egyptians against Egyptians, how can Satan go against Satan? How can he stand? Roughly paraphrasing. You know? Because Satan, this adversary set up a system that's adverse to himself. How can his kingdom stand, man? And he doesn't want to attack us directly, or he's going to be seen as weak. That we're telling the truth. And it's going to get into that, man. This is why he can't attack us. Because he knows we're telling the truth. And if we're attacked directly, alright? If we're attacked directly, it's going to show to the people that we're speaking the truth. Alright? He doesn't want to do that, so he's going to accuse us of something to give them a reason through their law of justice,
Trying to sell them out.
through their strength of justice, to try to get at us. And not even that's gonna work, because there's nothing you can do against the truth, but for the truth, man. Father, thank you.
Basically, if an Edomite comes up and tries to sell up one
And
of
now
our
they're
people,
realizing that. And that's what now they're realizing, they're more like they're always gonna realize. Like, oh damn, we fucked up.
yeah, basically, if an Edomite comes up, tries to sell out one of the members of our camp, and he accepts it, you're actually doing us the favor to getting out the bug out.
You're technically taking out the whatchamacallit. One way or another, the 1/3 and the 1/3 and the 144,000 are going to find the truth one way or another. So you can't stop that. All right, you 2/3 Jakes can't stop that either, man. You bug outs, you sell outs, none of you can stop it. Oh, you want to get accused of our brethren? Because Yahweh Shem, your own justice system's gonna bring you down. You can't attack us with it at this very moment, but you're going to try to find a loophole to try to accuse us of something, so that you can get us through your law of justice.
Just put accusing.
Should have more.
Revelations 12 and 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our power, and the power of his Hamashiach, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down.
The accuser of our brother, man. He's going to accuse us of things, man. He is going to accuse us. Because this is what he does. He's adverse. He's going to get into that. Let me continue with this. You're going to be late.
Alright, finish it.
Oh, what? Alright, yeah.
Which accused them before our power day and night.
They accuse them. Yo, they do two things, alright? They try to make us go off. They try to set things up to make us go off the law and try to accuse us that we're still being wicked. Maybe you should increase the time, you know?
You know what? That's the wicked's oldest trick in the book.
Oldest trick in the book.
Oldest trick in the book, because they start something, and you know, when Jake, you know how Jake is right now, you know, and they retaliate. Then the wicked play the victim and say, see what he did or what he's doing.
He does it to the other nation.
You know,
He does it to everybody.
you know?
He accuses people, man. But he's like, yo, man, you think Yahweh Shah doesn't see what you're doing? Alright, but it gets into that in the next verse on here. So it says, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse, let me start at 11 again. It says, let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worse. Therefore, let us wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, because we're not for him. We're not literally for his kingdom. Because what's all the prophets? What does it say? What does the scripture say about gosh, man, I had it in my head before. Damn. It says the prophets before me and before thee of old have, I can actually paraphrase it. Prophesy against great kingdoms of evil and of war and of pestilence. Yeah. So literally all prophets are not for the wicked. Because we are for Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, man. We're all moved through the fear of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. And ultimately, you evil and you wicked people don't have fear for the Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua at all. Because what fear is love. If you love Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, you will fear him. So continuing, he's a clean contrary, and he's a clean contrary to our doings. Because your doings are wicked, man. What does it say in Job 9:24? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. What's the righteous going to do? Call out their wickedness. If a pot is created for dishonor, and we're created for honor, what's the honor going to do to the dishonor? They're going to call them out.
You put a bolt in a place that doesn't fit. Somebody's gonna call you out for it. Hey, it doesn't fit there. What are you doing?
You're a little, oh my gosh. So continuing, it says, he upbraideth us with our he upbraideth us with our offending the law, with our offending the law. It objected to our infamy, that the transgressions of our education. He technically is, what we're technically saying is that their education system is wicked. All right, your education system's wicked. The way you learn things are wicked. The things you do, your law's wicked. Everything, this whole world is established off of wickedness right now because the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right. So, like it says in the beginning, it says, therefore let us wait, let us lie in wait for the righteous. Because they're going to look for a place to set a snare, to set a trap and to try to accuse us of it. So they can use the law of justice, the strict justice quote, to try to get at us. And it ain't gonna work. But it will work with time. But you get it's for the truth's sake, man. Because Yahweh Shem Yahushua allowed it.
And it makes sense on the obvious. When they're pushing that mark of the beast, Esau's basically putting a lock on everything and on everybody, right? So it's going to take 144,000. It's going to take the men of the Lord. They're going to be the only ones going to be like not with the system, because you need to eat, you need to make money, you need to, or you need to sell, you need to do a lot of things, but somehow we're not connected. It's just going to frustrate Esau.
It's just gonna frustrate. Yeah, this is where it gets into. It keeps going in. It says he professed to have knowledge of Yahweh, and he called himself a child of Yahweh. Alright? He was made to reprove our thoughts. You would get that in Romans chapter 8. I'll tell you what, man. Get that. Romans chapter 9.
It's Romans chapter 9, verse 21. Hath not the power, not the potter,
Read, no, actually, no, it's not out there.
hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lump
Of the same lump,
To make
in that
one
same
vessel?
room, in that same scene.
of the same lump to make this one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor?
We were literally created to be the clean contrary of him, man. He's the left-hand side, we're the right-hand side. Alright?
What if Yahweh willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endure with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction?
So, vessels of wrath fitted to destruction. That's why they're born all Avenger, man. They were created to technically show the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So continue. He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us to even behold. For his life is not like other men's. His ways are another fashion. And it's true, man. And his life are not like any other man's. Because we were created as a peculiar people, as a holy people. Yo, is the camera alright? We were created as a holy people, a peculiar people, of all the families of the earth, man. And we were literally created in a completely different fashion. Alright? We were not created for dishonor. We were created for honor. To continue. And literally our life is not like any other man's. Because we were technically created for immortality. Not mortality. And that's badass. That is really badass. We were created for immortality, not mortality. And we're out here because we desire to serve Yahweh Shem Yahushua with oh my gosh. And there's so much stuff that we will receive. Alright? We can't even say it with words. Alright? Nothing in this lifetime can be compared with what's in store for us, man. Roughly paraphrasing. Continuing. It says we are oh my gosh. I'm gonna say this again. Verse 15. He is grievous unto us to even behold. I want to just say that part. It reminded me of let me get this. I would keep forgetting this. 37. This is Psalms chapter 37, verse 30. It says, the mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment. The law of his power is in his heart. None of his steps shall slide. The wicked watches the righteous and seeketh to slay him. The wicked watches the righteous and seeketh to slay him. That's why every time they see us, it's grievous to them. That's why. They want to slay him because it reminds them that their time is short and that they're living it up not too long ago until we showed up. Yo, it was all good until you showed up, type of thing. Like, and they hate us. All right?
Because they thought we literally just got wiped out.
They literally thought they did a successful job destroying us.
But lo and behold, they were sloppy at it.
There was a scripture like that. You just reminded me of it.
Yeah, that was.
And they shall see, and you shall see. I can't remember. Oh my gosh, there's a scripture talking about, technically talking about like how they did a successful job destroying us. And Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to bring them back before their eyes.
They let the guard on. They let the guard on. They got sloppy. They got uncomfortable.
And that actually it goes with Isaiah. Damn, that one too. 34th chapter, I think. That they didn't think. Oh wait, let me see if that's it. Isaiah chapter 34. No, it's not 34. Okay, let me see if I can try to find it. Let me just start out here. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 6. It says, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. And thou saidst, I shall be a lady forever. You're living it up, and you completely forgot what your downfall was. All right, that you're living an adventure. Technically, that you're living a hazardous life. They completely forgot about that. They're gonna last forever.
Had too much fun.
Yeah. So thou didst not lay these things in thy heart, neither didst thou remember the latter end of it. They were living it up, they completely forgot. I was like, oh shit. Oh my gosh. It says, therefore hear now this, thou art given to pleasures that dwellest carelessly. When you're doing something exciting, you're careless about your own life. Right? It says that dwellest carelessly. Thou sayest in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall sit a widow, and neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come into thee in a moment, in one day. The loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thine sorceries and the great abundance of thine enchantments. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. You literally trusted in it, man. You're like, well, since I was created for it, so might as well just embrace it. Type of thing. You trusted in it. And you think that your wickedness is going to bring you salvation technically. You trusted in your wickedness. Thou saidest, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, he have perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am and none else beside me. Alright? Yo, I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna just continue quick. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, and thou shalt not know from whence it riseth. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth. Because we're already out here. It's already the beginning of your downfall, man. And that's why it's like, oh shit, right. Alright, continue. It says, and it says, mischief shall fall upon thee, and thou shalt not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thine enchantments and the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If thou shalt be able to profit, if thou mayest prevail, like go ahead. That's technically what it says. He's inviting you to use your style against him, your fighting style of your enchantments and sorceries. Let's see if it'll work against him. Go ahead. He already knows every skill in the book, every trick in the book, man. You ain't nothing, man. That's why I can say your arms are too short to box with the Most High. You know what it reminds me of? That kid from Bad TV, the grown guy that acts like a kid. I forgot his name. Timmy? I forgot. Look what I can do. Type of thing. That's all Esau is. It says, thou art wearied in the multitude of thy it's like thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, stargazers, and the monthly procrastinators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. You know that's actually you know what that means? That Yahweh Shem Yahushua is coming from the stars. Because all of those you'll have to look into the heavens. It says, behold, they shall be as a stubble, and the fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. Damn, dude. There shall not be a cold or warm up, nor a fire to set before it. Yes, everything's going to be ashes. Everything. That includes coal. Coal's supposed to be the fuel of fire. It's gonna overly exhaust the coal until it's literal ash. It says, thus shall they be unto thee, with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter, and none shall save thee. That goes hand in hand. What is it? They shall stand afar off. The merchants.
They're just gonna look at.
It'll be
Big thing of smoke. Big thing of smoke and fire.
a big thing of smoke and fire.
You know?
Yeah, that's all these other nations are gonna seal for whaling.
They're probably going, what's that? I want to make this money.
This is the greatest place to trade. All right, continuing. It says, this is Mr. Solomon again. Continue with this. And it says, we are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstained from our ways as from filthiness. He abstained. We stay away from the ways of Esau, man. He says that sodomites are all right. We say, oh hell no, they aren't. What the hell? They say that committing adultery is all right. We say, no, hell no, it ain't. All right? They say, what's it, we say the contrary, man. We're adverse to the wicked, man. As the wicked are adverse to us. Your ways are, oh my gosh, let me say it again. It says we are esteemed of him as counterfeits. What you are to us, all right? You're the opposite. That's what technically it's saying. It says he abstained, which technically we stayed away is what it's saying. We stayed away from his ways as if it was filthy. You ain't gonna touch doodoo. That's how your ways are. It's like doodoo. Ain't nobody gonna go over there and touch that shit. It was like, oh man, you don't even want to step in it. This is nasty. You don't want to get next to it because it smells. Because that's how you are, man. You're a big pile of, excuse my language, shit. Yo, this is what you other nations are, man. You're a droplet of spittle, man. You're a droplet of mucus spit. Esau, you're a mucus spit, man. The other nations are spittle. We will probably prefer spittle than mucus spit. That's just nasty. Snot spit, a nice big snot spit. That's how you are. Snot spit. Wait, you gotta put spick in the end of it to sound Russian. Snot spit. Alright, so continuing, it says, we esteem of his ways as counterfeits. He abstained from our ways from filthiness. He pronounced the end of the just to be blessed and making this boast that Yahweh is his father. That's why they say that we're not. Let me get that scripture, man. I think that's Hosea what it said. Let me get that. Ha! Yes. Hosea chapter 1 verse 10, it says, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of Yahweh, of the living power. Alright? Dude! That's what I'm saying. Hey. This is, Esau's literally saying that we aren't the sons of Yahweh, man, of the living power. But in this place, to them, it seems like a boast. Alright? To them, it seems like a boast. But it ain't. Yo, this is what I say. Esau wasn't there when Jacob wrestled with an angel. He wasn't there when Jacob wrestled with an angel and his name got turned to Israel. Huh? I know. That's what I said. Esau wasn't there when Jacob wrestled with an angel, when his name got turned to Israel, Prince of the Power. Yeah? Yeah. You know that Yahweh Shem Yahushua was working with him.
It sounds cool. It sounds cool.
You got something? You got something?
No.
So continuing, it says, he pronounces the end of the just to be blessed and making his boast that Yahweh is his father. It says, let us see if his words be true. Let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. Oh my gosh, because they don't believe our words, but at the back of their head, they're like saying, it's like, what if they're saying it's true?
Yeah, but now they're plotting at the same time.
We gotta do something about it. If what they're saying is true, we gotta stop it. Or it's the end for us.
Slow it down a bit, you know.
Like, think about it, my brothers. If we're adverse to him, think about it. If he rules the earth, what will happen to us? It's what they're saying in their council.
Yeah, I imagine the elite saying, like, fight. I need to slow them down. You know, it's not gonna slow down. It's gonna get quick.
We gotta slow them down somehow. But at the last resort, we're gonna have to fight him. And they're like, the other one's like, you mean him, the one that gave us the powers? You're the one that gave us this position?
Well, we gotta do something.
Well, we gotta do something. If anything, if the thing comes down to it, we're gonna have to give up on that. They're gonna be like at the end, like when they're hiding in the bunkers because their last resort failed. On the bunker wall split.
It'll probably be like a.
And they go like, please spare my life. You can take the ledge, just spare me.
They'll probably hear at that bunker. They'll probably hear like what's going on and all this. Next you know, the last village, the last tower is where that bunker goes out. The emergency lights goes on. There's utter silence now.
You got the yellow light. You got that yellow light going. Flash.
Yeah, and then they hear now like.
Bright, like kind of like you gotta make it a show, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like Brightburn when he was tearing the wall, the freezer.
Yeah.
Like-
That was it.
And that's the end of the trailer. Please spare my life. You can take the land. You can have gold. You can have riches. Think about it.
No, like this one Jake. It was a comedy. When somebody told him, think about it. He go like, okay, close over.
I thought it was. Oh my gosh. Alright, continue. It says, let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what will happen in the end of him. For if the just man be the son of Yahweh, he will help him and deliver him from the hand of his enemies. So what they're most likely going to do is going to attack us to prove that their downfall is actually coming. And what does the scripture say? It says that he shall lift up a standard against them. The enemy shall come in like a flood, and he shall lift up a standard against them. What's it say? Let's prove the end be true. And then they say, if he's the son of Yahweh, then he will help him and deliver him. That's why they're gonna try to execute the elect, man. This is why they're gonna try to execute them. There are gonna be martyrs. There are gonna be some that are going to literally. That's what I said last time. Last camp we were in this area. They're gonna take the axe or the guillotine and it's going like. And you know you're gonna just get up and you just break the guillotine. I continue. Alright, it says, for if the just man be the son of Yahweh, he will help him and deliver him from the hand of his enemies. Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience. Because if he's a just man, then he's going to curse him. If he's not a just man, and he's not the son of Yahweh, then he's going to curse. He's going to curse him. Because they're going to torture us. Most definitely. Absolutely. And that's why Yahweh should be on saying he's going to lift up a standard against you. I won't be surprised if the ones that's being tortured, they don't feel anything. And the Heavenly Father literally lifts up a standard against them. And they're going to be on the chair and they're going to and they're going to take that scalpel and they're going to shove it in their chin, man. Or whatever they're doing, man. Because they're most definitely, I've always thought about that. They're most definitely, before they're going to execute, they are going to torture us. To what? Was it his idea to prove our patience? What kind of thing is that? What did the wicked try to kill us?
It was a movie about. Not that, but it was a movie about somebody being tortured, taking out the enemies. Like he's not reacting. I know about him, and he was like meditating.
Remember what happened to Yahweh Shai? Was it Is it if you're the son of Yahweh, how about get down from there? That's what they're gonna do to us. That's what they're gonna do to us, man. Because the servant's not greater than the master.
Well, you're probably gonna for you got that.
Let us examine him with the spitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience. They're really going to do that. They're really going to do what happened with Yahushua when they were whipping him. They're whipping him, you know, enjoying that blood. How you said in that one movie, like with the blood on his face.
Blood sprays on it. They think it's like.
He loves blood, man. Oh,
Blood.
goes with that scripture. Since thou hast not hated blood, blood shall pursue thee. You remember that? Yo, man. If you're the son of Yahweh, then how about you get down from there? Most definitely gonna do that to us too. And this is what Yahweh hates these dudes. He hates these dudes. What's burning in his heart? Vengeance, man. He hates these dudes. He can't wait to come back to show the power that his father gave him, man. He can't wait. Like, what you gotta say now, huh? Type of thing.
And they'll probably
You know, pick them up like on the with their hair, like what you gotta say, or like pick it up with their hair. What you gotta say now?
Yeah, like that one picture
Step
that
down from
we
there.
all
Made
made.
fall.
It's holding Edelman right there. It's like Photoshop.
Yeah.
Holding him like that.
I can imagine one of the angels or Yahweh doing that, doing what Hawk did to Loki in the first Avenger.
Same.
But see, because Avengers was like what? PG-13, PG, whatever.
It is going
do that.
Yeah, man,
Break
it's
it
gonna
apart, just
break it. He's gonna be mangled. With his bones sticking out. Oh, what happened in Brightburn?
It's
Remember
gonna
what happened
be
in
worse than
Brightburn?
rated R.
Yeah, remember what happened in Brightburn? With that cop woman?
Yeah.
On the walls, you were bah, 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 up and down on the walls. They go like this, like that, like this, all over the walls, and then threw her across the whatchamacallit, and she was still dying. She wasn't even dead. She was, and then dies. Dude, man, you ate for something, man. It is gonna be a great and dreadful day, especially for the wicked, man, for the evil. So continuing, it says, "Let us condemn him with a shameful death." That's what they want. You hear that? There's gonna be some that's gonna be tortured, and there's gonna be some that they're gonna try to kill. And those are most likely going to be the martyrs. Shameful death. What's it saying afterwards? Let us condemn him with a shameful death, for by his own saying he shall be respected. Those are the martyrs. In his own saying, like, ha, looks like you have power didn't save you now. That's most likely going to do that. Looks like your power didn't save you now. Look at your head. They're going to pick it up. Knowing that, man.
Yeah, they'll probably show it off and probably play capture that.
Yeah, but shit, they're gonna get it, man. And that's why it says, and the dead shall rise first. We're gonna catch up with them in the chariots, in the clouds, as it says.
Who
Yo.
knows? They could be the one. They could be the one that taken as how you say, taken as slaves, right?
Yeah.
And they go up on that chariot like already scared, like they see the one who just killed. They say, "Don't do it."
I don't think they're gonna be taking them serious though, man.
Well,
it'll be
okay.
imagine they come back down, and the new bodies this time. Like, you having fun with my body there? They're gonna drop it. They're gonna.
Probably be taller than them.
They got the head of the. It falls on the ground.
See, you like this? You have fun?
Yeah, fun. That's how it was just, yeah. It's like, oh my gosh, so you just take the, since they're playing sport with the head, take it, and since they're playing sport with the head, they're gonna be like, you pick them up, throw them like a football.
You'll be fine with all that hair.
Yeah, he'll be. Yo, his skin will literally fall apart.
You'll see like in the movie, his skin is like folding back.
Yeah, with so much air pressure, his skin will literally be falling off. Like,
The skeleton will fall on him. So
damn, bruh.
that's too much power.
Damn. No, you continue what it says. Such things they did imagine, and were deceived, for their own wickedness had blinded them. Tired about Esau, man. As for the mysteries of Yahweh, they know them. They knew them not. This is why it says the man of flesh persecuted the man of the spirit. Roughly paraphrasing in Galatians. And it also says, it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but unto them it is not. Because the two-thirds of our people, as it says in another precept, roughly paraphrased, it says, ye are your father the devil. The lust of your father ye shall do. And this is why what's going to happen to the two-thirds? They're going to have the same punishment as these Edomites, because they want to trust in the shadow of Egypt and not in the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, which is nothing but which is not a shadow. It is not a shadow. It says the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai is a strong tower, and the righteous runneth into it and is safe. Their literal fort is nothing but a pillow fort. That's what it is, man. It's a pillow fort. And the literal pillow fort can literally catch on fire with instantly. They're gonna burn up inside. It says neither hope they for the wages of righteousness. They didn't hope for the wages of righteousness. They did that the opposite.
Damn, this sucks for you.
Nor discerned a reward for the blameless souls. When they literally killed a man, they're like, they're so carnal, they don't even know that if they die, their spirit's going to go to what they worship.
No, because they already, the ways they had their kingdom set up.
Because they're carnal, because they think when they die, they die.
It's all scientific, whatever.
When you sleep,
You know.
Yeah.
Thank God.
This is,
There's nothing there. It's just a black void.
they trust in what's natural,
when you're sleeping.
but we trust what's in supernatural. Oh, I got into the word weird. I think you posted it, I'm not sure. The word weird, I didn't get to see it. But the I got into the word weird, which is pronouncing things that is not natural, that is outer earth, supernatural.
Yeah.
And we are weird.
And you know what?
We are weird. We are weird men, and Yahweh Shah was a weird man. That's why not a lot of people trusted what he said, because it's going to be true. You got the word?
It's like it feels like
But yeah,
you slept.
You said weird, suggesting something supernatural, uncanny.
something supernatural. What we say the chariots of Yahweh Shem Yahushua are going to deliver the righteous men, women, and children, man, out of this place. And that's what's it say in what's it say in Ecclesiasticus, the 3rd chapter.
Look at that. Look.
It says no, I think it was
It's similar.
Wisdom of Solomon 5th chapter, I think.
Similar to weird is uncanny, eerie, unnatural, preternatural, supernatural, unearthly, otherworldly.
Is
real,
there strange?
strange. Right?
There you go, right here, right here.
Mystifying.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. It says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. Alright? When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. It shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. So far beyond what they look for. Because that's weird. Yo, UFOs and what they got in their head, what this adverse fan talk. They're gonna think some big-eyed aliens, little green men, gonna abduct people and save them from upcoming fire. That's what they're in their mindset of what we're saying.
But Esau is teaching. Esau is teaching the 2/3 that the chariots are evil.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, so-called in the belief, Christian belief, talking about hell. So here's the confusion. So evil comes from the sky as well as from the
Yeah.
ground now. Just a little bit of sense to this.
You know, and for being so stupid, can't even comprehend what he's so saying. Whatever he's so saying, they go.
Yeah. So continue with Wisdom of Solomon, the second chapter. It says, continuing, it says, for Yahweh created man to be immortal and made him in the image of his own eternity. Alright? Talking about the righteous men, the ones that were created to be we were created to be like unto him. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh in the spirits, man. So he could become because he wants a people unto himself, like unto himself. Alright? For his own pleasure, he just had a thought. Yeah, he's like, he just got some feeling. Like, no, I kinda like, I want people like me. He knows righteousness and wickedness. He's a God. He's the Lord power. Alright? He's the highest being, the omnipotent, the almighty. For his pleasure we were created. Right? And we were created like unto him. So that we can be gods, man. To know righteousness and wickedness. There's angels on the left hand, which are demons. They're angels. Left-handed angels. And then you got the right hand, the righteous angels. Alright? And then you got the middle, like unto him. The ones that are left
What do you think makes up that?
and right.
An alien from a different planet.
Alright? Balanced. The balanced angels. That's what we are. So what do y'all Bashim Yahushua? For giving this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. And the last verse, before we close up. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world. Envy of the devil.
And you know who's the devil?
And
He had a lot of envy.
yeah, Esau got that. Esau is that serpent, man.
And it's envy. Look at the way you treat the earth. That earth is ours. You
And-
said that should have been ours. You know, let's enjoy it.
What was Esau's first thought when he got the blessing from Isaac?
Confusing.
I'm gonna slay my brother Jacob. He wants to take that blessing. It's his.
An otherworldly.
And he wasn't actually thinking of anything good in it either.
You know what? It's like a serial
Never
killer.
been told on this.
He killed a victim, right?
The Bible.
And left that victim for dead. Not knowing that the victim was still barely alive.
But if
And the
written
victim
something
got
in
up
there that's similar
and
to
somehow made it.
that they still believe.
You know,
in.
it's the same story with Jacob.
It's very
Now that
complicated,
victim
but it's true.
is hunting down that killer.
Settle
Yeah.
the effort and everything right now.
So, yeah. So we're going to be the hunters now.
But
see,
you can actually think of a question yourself.
And technically running away from the victim now from fear of his own life.
Knows everything about his story.
He technically that killer technically took the opportunity for his own weakness to take him down, but he's still alive.
He got blinded by his own boasting.
Yeah, let me say that again, man.
You know,
For their own wickedness have blinded them. Such things they did imagine and were deceived. For their own wickedness had blinded them. Alright, so nevertheless, through the envy of the devil came death into the world. And they that do hold of his side, they that do hold to his side, do find it. Whose side? Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Alright? We trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushua comes everlasting life and peace. Alright? With that, I want to give all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Hamakadash. I want to give double honors once again to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and Shalom, to the sincere Akim out there sincere Akim out there teaching the truth and sincerity. Shalom. Above the ball.